There were rumors of these red spookies for months. It was all my kids would talk about. These things that lived in the woods behind our house. And their whole thing was they would try to trick you, lure you deeper and deeper into the woods until no one could hear you yell for help. That was the rumor, at least. Just stupid kid stuff. But when a neighborhood girl went missing, I gotta admit, the red spookies were the first thing that popped into my head. And if I was thinking about them, you know my kids were. When that little girl's body was found half-eaten in a drainage pipe, I actually sat my boys down and I reminded them about stranger danger. Don't go with anybody you don't know, and that includes red spookies, okay? My oldest nodded, he gets it. But my 4-year-old, he kind of brushed this off and he hits me with, "Daddy, we just gotta get them before they get us." And I thought about that for a while. And you know what? He is absolutely goddamn right. Arthur never married. Arthur never had any children, but Arthur was obsessed with creating life. The idea that two different things could momentarily come together and conceive of something entirely new, something different, something unique in all the world. It fascinated him. Life should be cared for, he thought. Life should be nurtured. And if you do everything right, life should grow. But eventually you let it go. You let life spread. You let your children out into the world so they can change it for the better. And Arthur hoped the world was grateful. He prayed that he actually had made a difference. And if he was lucky, they'd celebrate him for everything that he's done. Kids love holes. Hey, look, they're drawn to them. I wonder what's down there. And you gotta tell them, "Get out of here, you're gonna fall in." But every once in a while, they do fall in. And they find out exactly what's down there.
Do you want some beans?
Calvin and Lucas. Just about every problem in the town, you could point to them and say, Calvin and Lucas did it. And you'd be right. Graffitied walls, garbage cans on fire, shaved cats, Calvin and Lucas did it. And ruining Halloween was next on their list. They'd smash all the pumpkins before people could pick them. No pumpkin carving, no jack-o'-lanterns, just a bunch of kids crying their little faces off. But one pumpkin wasn't like the others. It wouldn't smash, and when they cut into it, the seeds were different too. It was probably a bad idea for Lucas to eat one of them, but he loved bad ideas. On their way home, Lucas didn't say a word. He didn't seem like himself. In the middle of the night, Calvin heard screaming coming from Lucas's house before it caught on fire. He wondered what the seeds had done to Lucas, and he wondered what he'd do with the extras that he took with him. Something is eating the peppers, not the strawberries, not the tomatoes, just the peppers. The garden is fenced off and we never found any footprints, but my son said that one night he caught a glimpse of what it could be, something that only comes out at night. So now I'm waiting, patiently, quietly, because they might call you paranoid, but when your girlfriend brings you coffee the morning after an argument,
why are you liking all of Katrina's posts?
You are now in the presence of a
aren't you right to worry?
king.
I have a neighbor named Wilma, and she's the kind of person that just seems like she has been around forever. And her thing is that she's always complaining about being cold, winter, summer, it just doesn't matter. Always, where's that damn chill coming from? Now this past summer was the hottest on record. Forest fires, record temps, the whole nine. But there's Wilma standing outside, shivering. One day I'm out back, I'm just getting the grill going when I notice this smell, this familiar yet not quite right scent just wafting through the air. And that's when I saw the smoke. When my wife asked me about it later, I didn't have the heart to tell her about the gas can at her feet or the lighter that I could still see in her hand. It was just easier to make the bad joke about how Wilma must not be cold anymore. But honestly, I'm not even sure that's true.